we're trying to get down, get ready for another version of what I call Connector Live. This is Michael Rice, aka the Connector, and so we're here today on what is it? Day 105 of the lockdown. We're still alive, but everybody is keeping distance, social distance, washing your hands, keeping your hands away from your face, and of course wearing a mask when you go out. Observing all these. These are now it's now the social etiquette. But we're looking forward to the future, right? We're looking forward to what's going to happen after this lockdown, and that's why I brought our special guest today. One thing she's going to be talking about is what you can do post-lockdown. The stock market done went crazy and everything, and now it's coming back. So I know a lot of stocks that dropped. So it's a good time, I think, to jump in on that, whatever. But, Doc is the expert. So right now, I just want to introduce, of course, the lovely Dr. Leslie Grace. And she is the publisher, she's an entrepreneur, she's a radio talk show host, got her own little radio show, Finance Geeks on Free Agent Radio, and philanthropist, and an educator. I say most part educator. She educates me, right? And so why don't we start off, Doc, by telling us a little bit how you got to here, kind of.
Whoa. So now, what can I say? Greetings, everyone. My name is Dr. Leslie Grace, and I have more degrees than a thermometer. But what I realized is that those degrees did not equate with my bank account, guys. So I was looking for ways to make extra money. Robbing Peter to give to Paul, or robbing Hakeem to give to Jamal, whichever one you choose, right? But just looking for ways to find money to help my family. I came across a young woman, and I always tell this story. I came across a young woman that was helping young people open up their own businesses. And I don't even know if she's still in the business now, but I felt like I had my hands on something about 13 years ago. Always been an educator, even since I was little. When Michael sent me some notes, he said, tell a story about how I got here. Always been an educator. They say, are teachers born or made? I believe that I was born an educator. I was born a teacher. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in grade school, I don't know if I told you this, Michael, but in grade school, I came outside. I've always been a reader, always loving to read, always loving to travel. My mom did a lot of traveling with us. We would wake up and we would be like in Chicago or Texas or New York. She traveled with us through the night. We just were somewhere. But anyway, that love of reading. I came outside my school, which was Huey Elementary School, and it was all these books in the trash. And my eyes lit up. I said, oh my goodness, look at all these books. And all I was imagining was that now I could have matching books for my students. And I was probably third grade, fourth grade. I don't even think I was sixth grade. But anyway, I was like, oh my goodness, I have matching workbooks, because before that, when I was playing school, I was writing out lesson plans, which is so funny. So I was doing differentiated instruction back then, and I did not know that was what I was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was creating sheets for my cousins to fill out, giving them vocabulary words. I remember my brother was in kindergarten, and I don't know how I knew the word propaganda, right? How did I know propaganda? I'm just saying. But he went to school in kindergarten and was like, he said, I think that's propaganda. And the teacher said, where'd you learn that word from?
Right.
So just always loving to read and write. So anyway, those books, I got my friends together. So a leader, right? Leadership qualities. I got my friends to help me carry these books home to my house. And they did. Workbooks, textbooks, because all I could imagine when I seen that trash, I have matching textbooks and workbooks because I was tired of writing out lesson plans. So just that creativity.
Trash is another person's treasure. Right?
Okay. Man, I saw a huge opportunity. I convinced about 3 people and myself, 4 people, to go through Black Oak Park, which is Malcolm X Park now. We lived on the other side of that, to take these books to my house. The funny thing about it, I don't even remember my grandparents or my parents saying, where you get all these books from? Like, nobody said anything. And I had a lot of books. So just always want to empower, help children become innovative. Before I got on this with you today, Connector, I was on the group now. They're so funny, Little Bosses, and just teaching them how to become leaders and entrepreneurs and all that good stuff. So they said, we did our motivational quote of the day, right? Today I didn't have a quote for them. So then I made them come up with a quote. And then I said, wait a minute, I got one. Because they were coming up with them so fast. And one of the quotes that I shared with them was, there can be no progress without struggle. You know that one. We've talked about that. So during this time of COVID, Rona, whatever you want to call it, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. We ground zero off this joint right now.
Right.
There are no celebrities.
Right.
At all. We're all in the boat together. It doesn't matter really how much money you make, your status right now, you're still suffering. You're still trying to find a way. And I don't even want to say suffering, because we know that great joy and great progress and great things can come out of this. But it's your mindset. It's your mindset. And what you've been doing over the last, what's this? How many days you said? 100 and what?
I just made up that. It seemed like it's going on 3 months. So I said like 50. I think it's closer to 60, you know?
Yeah, it's probably close to 60. I know that this is the 21st week in 2020. Last week was the 20th.
Right.
And didn't havoc reap on the 20th week of 2020. A lot of stuff happened last week.
Right.
Yeah. So, but let me see. What advice? Financial advice? Definitely a budget. If y'all not on a budget, you better get on a budget. Budget, even when it says over budget. Like budget.
Is there some kind of advice you can give for it? Like right now, you need to be on the budget too, because I mean,
right.
I know, for some of you work for like the government, you get overtime. There's no overtime going on. So
well, the other thing about that is
make the difference, and working on weekends and not doing that extra stuff. So now they're gonna have to be money's like real tight. You realize,
No, this is when you realize that you should have had another stream of income. That's what you realize.
That's
because
right.
Even this job that you have, go ahead.
Something else that Freddie said. He said, I didn't realize I was a slave until I found out I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do.
Oh, can you repeat that again? What?
I never knew I was a slave until I found out I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do.
Until you couldn't do the things that you wanted to do. And right now we're all restricted in a way, but there's also freedom in that.
Right.
There is freedom in this, and peace of mind, and starting from ground zero.
I'm telling you, I'm excited about the opportunity, right? I think you got to look for within every adversity, there's an opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. Some of it is an opportunity to sharpen your diamond, whatever, because you have to go through something and you just become tougher, shrewder, sharper, or whatever. Mm-hmm. As you go through it. So right now it's a perfect opportunity. Now some people are going, like the 3 kind of people, right? Some people are just going to be on the sidelines, going to be spectators, and they're going to watch everything that's going on.
Right. Say, that's what they're doing now. We are looking. We always looking instead of doing. Well, anyway.
Spectating and looking, talking, or hating, or whatever. Mm-hmm. In terms of evaluating what somebody else is doing, but not really self-examination enough. you know.
And rolling up your sleeves and getting to work, whether it be personal things that you need to work out with your family. Now is the time because you're in the house with them, right? If there are spiritual things that you need to work out with yourself, you got plenty of time to pray. You got plenty of time to meditate. Physically working out. One of the young ladies that was on the call, on our session today, she is working on her black belt. So she's been working on karate the whole time. We're all like, whoa, giving her a round of applause because she's being diligent on, she wants to get her black belt. So she's doing her little workout at home, financially.
A lot of the fitness people are really, there's a lot of before afters, a lot of before afters going on, a lot of them drinking that tea, and
do not come out this COVID-19 with 2019 more pounds.
Right, exactly.
do not do that. But not only that, the financial aspect. So figuring out what it is that you want financially for yourself. What is your net worth? What is your net worth? And besides the job, because most people aren't going to have a job after this. Mm-hmm. Just because they're saying right now, go online and you're working remotely, your job is not guaranteed. Your job, you cannot will to your child.
Right.
Your job is somebody else's legacy. Mm-hmm. What about your legacy? What about the financial situation that you want for your family? What about insurance? I'm saying, because a lot of us don't have insurance. A lot of people died on this COVID-19, and you want a fish fry? You putting around a hat for donations? No, where's the insurance? So we have to think differently.
Let's GoFundMe now. That's
right.
But I see what you're saying. They have to go to that because they don't have the resources available to them. Right.
So I was just thinking about life differently. I guess some people think that the government is responsible for this, and I really don't think so. It might be a combination of things. However, the universe has stopped the world for you to get yourself together. It has stopped for you to get yourself together financially, spiritually, physically, and financially. Period. Learning the plan and goal set. And that's what I've been working with these young people. Reset. Breathe. And figure out what your plan is so you can move forward or stay stuck.
Right.
What we've been saying around the house lately, adapt or die. Adapt to what's going on or die. So some of the businesses back in the day or 10 years ago that developed, Credit Karma is one of them. They're booming right now, right?
Exactly.
There are so many companies during the last recession that had just opened up, that have just, that were startups. They're getting it right now. Major dollars. Some things do have to come to an end. And actually, I like this time because the veil has been pulled back in regards to disparities in technology and education and healthcare. So as my grandma would say, nobody's coming for you. Nobody's saving you. The stimulus ain't going to do it. Innovation is the new stimulus check. So you better figure out how you going to make some extra money, how you going to have another hustle, even if you're fortunate enough to have a job. You need to find other ways to bring income in.
For opportunities for individuals, I guess, how you can maintain a little bit of independence. I guess I'm talking about side hustles. Right? But I mean, I'm talking about side hustles that are lucrative. Some people start with that and then end up, whether it's selling jewelry, cosmetics, or herbs.
So let's look at my little side hustle, right? Mm-hmm. My side hustle, it turned into a hustle. From me publishing and writing my own book. That turned into a huge situation. I think we're about 17 books now published in the matter of a year. So that turned into another business. So now I got to mastermind this hustle, which is actually the name of my column. And you guys could get that in Scoop USA. Mastermind the hustle, because some of us is just hustling, right? Doing this, doing all that, but not really being strategic about what it is you're hustling and what your goals are in regards to hustling. What are you wanting to gain? What is your net worth? Period. And the net worth, how you gonna get your net worth? You're gonna write down all of your liabilities, all of the things that are taking money out your pocket, and you're gonna minus that to your assets, and that will be your net worth. So some people are living outside of their means. When this COVID hit, that's when you should have pulled back, saying, "Oh, I can't get this," and you should have been cutting the budget, not still living the way you've been living the whole time. Cut the budget so you can have more money.
I know some people are on HBO and Stars and everything, and because they watch more movies and stuff nowadays. Yeah.
Well, I get it watching movies, but I just share with the young people the statistics. So some of us we watch 74 hours of TV a week. 74, that's a job. 74 hours of TV a week. Whereas in the entrepreneur, the go-getter, the innovator, they're watching anywhere from 3 hours or less TV a week.
Right.
They're not even watching TV. Read a book.
Right.
Have some creativity.
Writing and engaging and learning and educate yourself.
Educate yourself instead of looking at everybody else rising up. Because when the time comes, are you going to be prepared when the gates open? Are you going to be prepared to run out the stable?
But tell me this. Let's get back to you. I know, in my book, Be Magnificent, one of the things that I explore is people's story in terms of some pain or struggle or something that found them, that made them go in a certain direction, and that kind of motivated them. And even when they think about it today, they say, yeah, that was the time. Like Muhammad Ali got a story where he somebody stole his bike. He stole his bike, and he ended up in the gym learning how to box, so nobody never takes something from him. And look where he ended up, 3 times world heavyweight champion, the greatest. So what's
my story? What's my story? I just started telling my story actually probably about 3 years ago. I took my story and tucked it because I didn't want to always be like, oh, because of this, because of that. Look, let me get a tissue up in here. No, no. Just pretty much, I was raising children that were not mine at a very young age. So just imagine raising 4 kids that were not mine. So I had to not only take care of them. I remember one of them was on a heart monitor. My mom had 2 batch of children. She had me and my brother when she was young, and I was one of the younger ones, the oldest. She had me when she was about 16. She married my father, and then my brother. We're about 5 years apart. And then she had another batch of children that were, there's 3 of them. And they're younger than us. And I actually had to take care of them. You think I wanted to take care of children? One of the children, she just kept bringing children home from the hospital. I'm like, what the heck? And I have to take care of them. I'm the oldest. I have to feed them. I have to, change them, make sure they have everything they need, and my brother. So that's why I have a little pet peeve when parents put children off on other children. Like, that's my gripe. Like, don't do that to your children. Like, do not do that. You had these children, that's your responsibility. Like, it's not my fault that you had me young, and now you want to run the streets now. So now I have to take care of these children. However, a lot of people thought that I wasn't going to amount to much. They thought that, what can I say? They just thought that I wasn't going to amount to anything. And I just was like, you know what? I don't want to be like anybody in my family. I don't want to be like anybody in my community. I'm going to be different. And I remember making up my mind that I was going to have a different life. And when I got to 12th grade, nobody talked to me about college. Nobody really talked to me about anything at that particular time. But I saw some of my friends applying to college, and I said, you know what? I think that might be my ticket. I was smart enough to say, you know what? I think I need to go to college, because I knew I wasn't good with my hands, right? Mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't doing no manual labor. I figured I would use my mind. And that was probably the best thing that I ever did. Malcolm X talks about, is it Malcolm X? I believe so. He talks about knowledge being your passport.
Right.
Knowledge is your passport.
Passport to the future.
Passport to the future.
Right.
Changed my whole life. I decided, a lot of my friends went to historically black colleges, and some of them were mad that I didn't go to Dell State or Lincoln or whatever. I was like, you know what? I went to go visit the college, and I was like in Haverhill, Massachusetts. I was like, I'm going to Bradford College. It's 420 students. That's where I need to be. I need to concentrate on my schoolwork and get my mind right, and also getting out of my community. And that was probably the best thing that I did. I would say those people that I met there, I probably wouldn't have been exposed to. Most people were from different countries, and it was only 420 of us, so you know everybody. And actually, one of my classmates, it was the reason why I was in Korea and Japan a couple years ago, is because of him saying, "Hey, what you doing? I know what you're doing with the young people and what you're doing with entrepreneurship. Would you talk to the Marines here in Korea if I, get you a stipend and this and that?" And he hooked it up that I was able to go. So yeah, I just didn't want to be like my family. I didn't want to be like my community. And reading changed that. Reading changed that. So even a little hardship that I was dealing with taking care of these children and everything else that was going on in the household, because I was reading, that took my mind off of what was going on. Because I was writing, that took my mind off of what was going on. So even though there were some things going on, you think I wanted to watch them kids? No, but I had to. I didn't have a choice. Some people thought that I was gonna have a whole bunch of babies. It just like amounts to nothing. They said this to me. People in my family said this to me, and I came out totally different from what they anticipated or what they thought, because they didn't know what was in me, because what was in me was already in me. It was my DNA that helped me keep going, to keep pursuing and keep innovating. And I mean, I can't stop, won't stop. Like, once you realize that you can have whatever you want in life, life changes. And the one thing that also saved me too is that my father passed away when I was young. However, he put money away for us. He put money away for me, actually. And I was able to help my family at 17. I was able to help them because of the money that he set aside for me to go to school. So I was able to, I remember I gave money to my mom, my grandma, my little brother, and then I put all the money away. I brought me a laptop. I brought me a laptop. It was the first laptop. I was just sharing this the other day, that I've been on a computer for a long time. I had a laptop when it first came out, spent about $3,000 on that laptop. I still have it, that Hewlett Packard. But the thing about it, when I got up to Massachusetts and I was in college, I was like, what is that thing? I've never seen that thing that they had. I couldn't imagine what this, looking at your laptop now, I'm like, because they didn't have that in the hood, So I'm like, what is that thing that they got? Like, what is that? And when I found out what it was, and then one of my friends, she used to let me use her laptop to do my work. She was fortunate enough to have a laptop back then. But the interesting thing is, the reason why she had a laptop, we just talked about this, is because her mother was an engineer. That's why she had a laptop. So she was in position. Even though I didn't have that in my community, I was in position because I put myself in position to get out of what I knew and what I was
That's
used to.
excellent segue. Because my next question is something that I've been looking into researching, and I always ask you about this. It's
What?
that you said how you put yourself in position. To me, that's a part of element of something I call urban networking. You put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in relationships with people because you
Mm-hmm.
initiate yourself. You put yourself into maybe an uncomfortable situation or a foreign situation, and then
Mm-hmm.
you thrive in there, and you meet new people, and you find new directions, new opportunities. So I always like to find out what people, how people, do people think like that? You think in terms of, some people, a matter of fact, we were having a conversation the other day about that, about um, going into a room and being excited about, like, well, maybe the meeting's not going to have an outcome, but I
Right.
have an outcome.
Right. Right.
So I connect with people and further some other goals that I have in mind. So
No, absolutely. We did have a conversation about this the other day. No, absolutely. That's why I said it's all the mindset. When I was walking around that campus in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and actually it's a Bible college now. So I remember being up there for the first 2 weeks, and I had culture shock. I felt like a zombie. I felt like all this fresh air, all these trees. I remember like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But this is exciting. This is not what I've been exposed to. I wanted something different. I knew I wanted something different when I was looking for colleges. I was smart enough to know that. I wanted different, and I wanted different from what I was exposed to, like in high school. So I made a decision that I wanted different. And I think it also contributes to my mom traveling with us all the time. Like I felt like if I went to Temple, if I walked down the street to Temple, like I didn't think that would do anything for me. Because we was at Temple, in high school and in junior
right.
high school, I definitely wanted a different situation. Um, yeah. Did I think that I would end up where I'm at today? No, I've never even seen it really. I mean, I knew that I was going to be a teacher. I knew that I was going to be an educator. I knew
Did you
that in the 12th, and
mentor
this is documented. Hmm?
any mentors?
The only mentors at the time, wow, my high school counselor, Frederick Douglass, of course, and just always reading.
Wait a minute.
Always.
The high school counselor was Frederick Douglass, or
No. I said my high school counselor was one.
okay,
Because that was the one they really, my high school counselor and my English teacher, they really pushed me. They really and this is what I was about to say. This is definitely documented. I knew in the 12th grade, I knew that I was going to be a teacher. I knew that I was going to be an educator. I was actually in the Daily News because nobody knew what I was going through raising these children. Okay. And they called me a hero of the week.
oh,
The reason why, now, and this is the thing with children, we had an essay that we had to write. No. We were just writing for something. And I wrote about this. I wrote about what I was going through. And then my English teacher sent it to the counselor. And then the counselor sent it to the newspaper. And my article came out in the newspaper at 17. And one of the things they asked me, they said, what are your future endeavors? And I said, I just want to be in a room with children, teaching them and letting them know that they can be successful. Oh, aren't I doing that?
bam.
Aren't I doing that? So that part, even in a situation, I still felt powerful. I still felt like anything was possible. However, even as a young child, I didn't watch a lot of TV. I used to like I think I was just different though, because even that Saturday morning cartoons, and all my cousins would be over, I would be over their house, and I used to be like, why are they watching that thing? Like, I just couldn't understand, like, how y'all can get up early in the morning and watch TV. Like, I don't understand. You could be doing something else, reading, writing, You just want to sit in front of this thing with these cartoons. Like, I just always thought that was like,
It's programmed. I mean, you know about that programming.
I always thought it was a waste of time. Always.
TV and sugary cereals.
Yep.
Keep addicted. And they advertise the cereals on TV.
And then you be sitting there eating them.
Mesmerized.
But I think mindset is everything, though. Got to feed your mind. Mm-hmm. Junk in, junk out. Just like when we're eating. Junk in, junk out. But I'm what I was going to say. I'm no different from anybody else. Just determined to capture my dreams. Just persistent. That's the difference between me and a lot of people. I'm persistent as a very persistent. Persistent and determination is omnipotent.
I see you code switching on us here with the
right, I did. Absolutely. Persistence and determination is omnipotent. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have to be persistent. You have to be determined no matter what. And have I bumped into walls along the way? Absolutely. Have I been walking by myself sometime along the way? And we talked about this because I have a goal and nobody could see my vision, but I could see it. But when I get there, it's a whole bunch of people like, yo, that's what you want. We got that. We got this. We got that. So, yeah.
So, okay, because my audience is universal. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to adults who support initiatives within their communities, and we also talking to the young people. So I would like you to talk to those people who are aspiring, who want to be a Dr. Leslie Grace, who want to have more degrees than of the mind. Right? What is your advice to them in terms of, meeting and overcoming obstacles and locking in on your goal and achieving?
Good question, Michael. AKA the Connector Live. First, you have to figure out. Well, first, truly, we have to be thankful and grateful for everything that we have, because everything that you want and everything that you need, you already have it. Boom. However, sometimes distractions and barriers can come in the way and prevent you from achieving your long-standing goals. So you just want to be thankful and grateful every day that you see the light. Figure out what you want. Most people don't know what they want. So you're going to get everything in between. And if you don't have a plan, somebody's going to have a plan for you, period. Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. Because you will be derailed if you don't have a plan. You got to have a plan, because when things come, when barriers come, when trials come and tribulations and whatever it be, heartbreak, whatever it may be, financial issues, you go back to that plan. Your plan, your goals is your roadmap. It's your compass. So you got to figure out what you want first. And when you figure out what you want, what's your why? Why are you doing it? Why you want these things? Finding a mentor is very important. Even if it's a mentor in your head, right? Even though Dennis Kimbrough is a mentor in my head, and then one day he retweeted me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have these mentors and looking at them and look at some of the leadership qualities that they have, or some of the, skills that they had to get them to the next level. So having those mentors, you can have, mentors in real time, and then the mentors in your head. Like, that's your best friend, And eventually, the funny part about that, if they are a mentor in your head, most likely you're probably going to meet up with them. Because everything comes full circle.
You say that, but you just made me think. Like, one of the mentors in my head, I had read his book years ago, Success Runs in Our Race.
Mm-hmm.
George Frazier. And it wasn't but a couple of years ago, he was here at the Enterprise Center. And I was speaking, I was there speaking, he was speaking. I said, wow. And matter of fact, he had a new book out. I think it's called Blank. I think it may have been called Blank. But it was all about, he's all about taking that, creating that network. And that's why I guess I really got the whole concept of networking and relationship building, and and taking it to the next level, and taking it to on all levels, from because networking is a form of community engagement and relations combined together. So.
No, that's so interesting. He's not your friend on LinkedIn. You better follow him.
Right.
Because I just followed him probably like a month ago on LinkedIn. They've been doing these little sessions and stuff with different speakers from all over the country. So it's been pretty interesting. All right, let me back up. So being thankful and grateful, right? Knowing what you want, knowing your why, and building your goals around that. And then you want to get some affirmations in place around your goals. Come up with, 3 to 5 sentences of your goals and start repeating them every day, all day, looking at your goals in the morning and in the evening. Have I tracked myself? Am I achieving what it is? Having a mentor, whether it be in your head or somebody that you really call up every day. And yes, do I have a mentor today? Yes, I have 3 of them. I gotta go, and these are the physical ones. Everybody needs a mentor. Everyone needs a mentor to help you get over it. It helps cut your learning curve. My mentor, he tells me stuff that nobody has told me, and it just cuts down on some things. So having a mentor is very, 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 very important.
On the mentor thing, you probably have a mentor for one thing. Maybe for emotional support, you may need to take you to help you with your emotional intelligence.
Yep.
You may need a mentor in terms of career stuff.
Yep.
Or whatever industry or field that you're in, you want to get into it. You want to make sure. Matter of fact, I always say you want to make sure you have relationships with the most powerful and influential people in your field. If you're in the field, you should have a relationship with them.
Now that's interesting that you said that. So a friend of mine sent me some stuff about a young lady that was in financial literacy or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you can model yourself after her. And in my head, I'm like, model myself after her? I am who I am. Like, I don't have to model. And what I said, well, sidebar, I'm thinking that, right? But what I did say, well, oh yeah, she's been in the field for a long time. She has a great program. Of course I know who this lady is because I know my field. I've done my research. Like, I remember when I was first starting out with this, I called everybody in the phone book or on the internet that was doing what I was doing in Philly. Because I needed to know where it was happening, what was going on, where, if I could collaborate, if I got to do my own stuff. So you want to do your research and you want to get a mentor because you're not on an island by yourself. But in addition to that, you don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Right, exactly.
But no, I think it's very important to know what you want. You got to know what you want. You got to know what you want, period. And then what are those steps? Using those SMART goals. And actually in my book, F words, family, finances, and freedom, I have a section in here about goals, goal setting, SMART goals, and how to really break those things down. And in addition to that, creating a FIPA plan for your family, a financial investment plan for your family. Are you going to leave your family some debt or some wealth? Like, I'm just saying, I'm fortunate, I'm thankful, I'm grateful that my family put me in a good position. Although I went through some struggle, right? I didn't know it was building me up for what I was going to take on. That's the way I look at it today. It was building me for what the tenacity and the persistent, the determination, it was building me up. Because just if I didn't go through all that stuff, then when I got all that money, I probably would have blew it if the mind wasn't right, but I didn't do that. Bought a computer, couple clothes, and then I put the money away and just was living off the interest of the money. So all is not lost. Everything that you're going through now, for the young people in particular, it's just building character. It's just how you deal with what's going on. We've been through worse. I've been through worse. You've been through worse than this COVID, right? and we've made it out on the other side. So some of us are going to make it out on the other side, and some of us not. So if you think you're going to die, you're going to die.
Be part of the people that would not die, regardless of what you threw at us, what we ever went through. You know, we are the ones that don't die. We survive. We overcome.
We thrive.
I had a song about that.
It is. It is.
Right.
It is. Mindset is everything, though. Mindset. You got to keep your mind. You got to keep your mind, and you got to have creativity. Once your creativity is gone, you're dead. You're gone. You got to create. You got to create. So it's just so important.
You create yourself.
Mm-hmm. Got to. It is imperative.
In that transition, even with you, and even I kind of came in there when you picked up on the becoming a radio host now, because you were saying that was one of your goals, and to see somebody say, "Oh yeah, I was saying I was going to do this," and look, I'm doing it now. Boom! I was like saying, "Wow, that's really admirable." But that says something right. So I said, "Oh, she's still defining herself in terms of her goals."
Absolutely, and looking at those goals every day, and especially on the bad days. That's when you really look at your goals. That's when you really repeat your affirmations.
So
because even if
you look at your goals, you have your goals written somewhere, or you post it somewhere. What is your ritual?
So my goals are on this flip chart paper. So the flip chart paper is big paper on the back of my door of my bedroom. When I wake up in the morning, I have actually two flip chart papers. One is with all my goals. The other one is, and see, my goals, I have them broken down into statements. I will make 3.5 million. I will do this. I am this. I am a creator. I am an innovator. There are certain words that you use in order to trigger the magic in yourself. But anyway, that's another topic. And then I have my affirmations on another one. So that I'm so blessed, and I'm so whatever it is that you say to yourself, because we have to encourage our souls. We have to encourage ourselves. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. I remember my grandma told my brother when he turned 13, she said, "You're off the clock now. You got to save yourself." I was like, why is she telling him that? But I get it.
Right.
I get it. Get yourself together, boy. Preteen, nobody's coming for you. And that's what I want to say. Nobody's coming. You guys are the future. You guys are the future. You are the innovators. You have everything that you need in you. And I know you're saying, "Oh, but I don't have the finances. And no, I don't have the mental capacity." Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You got to concentrate on that. The how will happen. The how will happen. But you got to be connected with your goals. You should know your goals by heart. I have it I have them on the back of my door. I have them on my phone because I took pictures of the goals, right? And then sometimes when I don't get a chance to look at either one, I already know it by heart because I'm saying it to myself every day, several times a day, sometimes more than several.
So with that, if you were to walk along a beach and come across a little bottle and you rub that bottle and the genie came out and gave you 3 wishes, what would those wishes be?
What would those wishes be? All right. So 3.6 million. So I can help with innovation for the young people. The other one would be another wish.
That's one of the wishes rules. You can't get another wish.
What?
Yeah.
And let me see, what else? The 3.6 million. Longevity for my family. Longevity in finances, longevity in spirituality, longevity in health. And then the last one.
Which is right there, but go ahead.
I know. That's why I said longevity. All right, can we just longevity across the board? And then the other one is that maybe I live on, my legacy lives on forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. So.
Okay. Wow. I think
know, right?
just, that was very insightful, encouraging, inspiring. I'm motivated. I'm gonna take this, put it all together, put it out there so young people,
Awesome.
old people can get inspired by it. You know, I'm gonna take pieces of it and put it, and I'm gonna write some of this down and put it in my next book. You know?
Yeah, no, if you send it to me too, I'll share it on I'll share some snippets on well, now I'm on a podcast too, so I'm gonna distribute it in probably 6 more other places besides Free Agent Radio. So I'll definitely take some snippets. You know, you send me the audio. I'll share it as well.
It'll also be on the New Urban Network on YouTube. That's my
awesome. Go Connector.
Under the Connector Live. So yeah, so we get it. Because right now, what you said, you get to do your own media.
Yep.
And there's a lot of initiatives going on. There's a lot of people doing stuff. So what we're telling everybody out there is hope out there for all of you.
It's opportunity.
Listening, there is hope. There's, you know, make your plan. You know, you will plan your work and work your plan. And now it's time for a new plan.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and where there is adversity, there's opportunity. I think that's the theme of your life, Doc. Overcoming, and moving forward and keeping it moving. You know, and I like that Frederick Douglass, both of us very much admire Frederick Douglass in terms of being a very motivational person in lives, representative of a human being who is a strong force on the earth.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you. And
thank you.
Everybody that's watching today. And this is Michael Rice. And this is Dr. Leslie Grace. And we're, as always, we saying, always exceed your expectations. Be magnificent.
Be magnificent, guys.